Well, hello there, good evening, and welcome here to the third round of the ARC Gr.3 Championship, and bring to you live at Raceway at Laguna Seca for tonight's racing. As you can hear, Savvy is back. My PC's not been frozen. And joining me in the booth this week is RoboCopy. How are you doing today, Robo?
Hi, Savvy. I'm doing well, and I'm looking forward to this race. It's going to be an interesting one, I think.
Yeah, very interesting. Hopefully, Touchwood, we're not going to have the problems that we had last season. As you see, there is a bit of corkscrew. We'll go into further that in later on. Excuse me a minute there. And at the moment, we're going to be seeing the qualifying for the C drivers. So we're going to be seeing like how the drivers in the coppers and the steels or what have you. But for now, just a little bit of a short introduction we have here. So let's get straight on to the hot lap around Laguna Seca.
So welcome to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, this 3.6 kilometer track in California. Heading down to turn 1, just after the foreboard, heading for the apex very, very early, coasting through the corner, letting the car rotate. Careful on the power, and now all the way over to the left for turn 3, just after the 2 board. Again, get very close to the sausage, but not touching the sausage as we come under the Cooper Tyres bridge just before the 1 board. Braking, downshift, very careful on the power, easy to run wide there. Into turn 6, we're braking just before the 2 board, heading into the apex very early, watching out for the camber on the way out, don't want to push yourself out wide just too much. Now into this horrible turn, braking at the 2 board. Very, very careful not to touch the gravel on the way out as we go onto the Rahal straight, up to the infamous corkscrew, braking just before the 3 board, straight line in the braking, cutting the first turn, cutting the second turn. Very, very easy to unsettle the car. Now into rainy curve, late apex, playing with the throttle, play with the brakes. Into turn 10, braking at the 2 board. Let the car coast, let the corner come to you, and then into turn 11 just before the 3 board. Important to get the car rotated at low speed, get into first gear, very careful with the power on the way out. And there's your hot lap of Laguna Seca.
And there you are, ladies and gentlemen. That is a lap around Laguna Seca. Not really a big track, as you see, 2.2 miles long, but hopefully will be installed for some great racing. Robo, I don't know if you've seen from the season 3 race, but there was some really good overtaking around at this corner here at Andretti. Is there any other corners there that really we should look out for?
I think Andretti is really the main overtaking spot, and then maybe into turn 5 as well, but that's going to be about it, I think. The rest of the lap is mainly about keeping it on track. And of course the final corner where we saw a gigantic lunge from Mermaid, I think it was last time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to what it was. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think, did Mermaid qualify this last track? I can't mind exactly. But I'm just hoping and praying that we will get this race underway and not instead waiting to postpone it for like another week or so for this. So I think coming into this race, shall we have a look at the points then, coming into this race? And as you can see there, in the Platinum tier, Alex has now jumped out to a 29-point lead, I reckon, over Inman after Alex dominating Sedigna last week. Inman, who had a bit of a struggle around there too. Kofi in 3rd, but what a drive that Kofi did there from 8th all the way back up to 4th, and Agotto and Trey Gaber, who missed out, Agotto having sadly a disconnect. As you see there in the Gold tier class, now Law has taken over the lead after that stunning 2nd place drive that he had. And then it says Gianni and Stephen, who was a little bit better last time out. Randy Moore in 4th. Larasco really needs to get his pace going there, finishing in 12th in the first race and 10th here. So this is a important race here for Rascal. Kobu, who unfortunately missed out on the Lobby A race, but I think I can't remember if he won the Lobby B race last week. I'm trying to think. No, he finished 2nd. My apologies there. 2nd in the Lobby B race for Kobu. And Ben MK, who has had back-to-back last place finishes, but he's still doing well there on 280 for the silver class. Martin Brewer, who competed in the A's last week, but copped a hefty penalty from, I think it was like he's got like a grid place penalty and a drive-through to be served, I believe. But he still leads the championship over La Bomba, who won last week's Lobby B race. Predji in third. Jerry Bear had a decent outing. He sits only 2 points behind Predji. Chris on 250. Crow Magna on 212. And Thunderpig on 146. Just a bit away, but it's still early in the championship for Thunderpig to catch up. Looking at the bronze tier, Lateral G leading the way. That will be a sight for sore eyes for Chile to see on 238. Ugerti on 225, so only 30 to drift off them. You got Wiley on 193, Dive Bomb and the Baldy one, and the Finnish kid Keanu and Matty both missing last week's race. But I think that will probably be count for one of the drop scores. In the Copper class, which is what we're going to be seeing for this week's qualifying, Alex Tenier currently dominating that championship over the Furious 2 by about 36 points. Why not Sean, the CP, DD Ranger, and Goofy Gooberson and Combe MD? They both didn't make last week's race. In the Steel tier class, Havoc DK is leading the way by 41 points over Eternicus. Antibiotic, who has been a replacement for Rascal's team from Nixon, who's on third in the championship. Goofrey on 113, Vadotem on 104, Venom Snake on 66, Julie's on 56. And as you see there, Nixon hasn't yet competed a race just yet, but hopefully his PS4 will be fixed sometime soon. In the reserve tier, West still holds the way on 385. Not too sure if he's racing tonight, which I hope he does. Mermaid, who's really been a surprise package, really, in this, sits on 328. Then you've got Josky, who's just brand new to this, Fubar as well, and Metcalf, and all the other drivers that have yet to race a start done so. But as far as I know, Techno Guy is going to give this race a go for tonight, so all the best to him. Here's a look then at the team standings. Then it is Zent who leads the way by 56 points over Kerry Gold. That was obviously with the help of Martin and Law getting some decent finishes in there. Manchester City Motorsports, Alien Hunter on 899, 18 points ahead of Charity Racing. Glitch Club Trotter Racing, powered by AWS. I think that's your team, isn't it, Robo? Sitting there on 845.
No, it's not actually my team, but I'm impressed by their name. I like it.
Yeah, because I've seen it in your name on the Discord chat. Victoria's Secret sitting 7th in the championship, then Comrie Cowboy Racing, Ben and Jerry's Racing, and rounding out the field is the Team Tiger Kings on 489. So that's how the points look as we're just about to get qualifying sometime soon, hopefully. Who do you think will be one to look out for when we commentate on the Lobby A race?
I'll be keeping a close eye on Rascal because I think he's had quite a lot of bad luck so far, and I think he's actually a lot better than what the results have been suggesting so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, finished in 12th and 10th in the first races, so he's not got his way yet. But I've seen him do practice, and he's been doing well. Also to note as well, as I was saying about the technical guy, because he's racing this track, and also my usual commentator Chili, he's not feeling too well at the moment, so get well soon to your Chili. As you see there, the track record there, I think that's the qualifying lap record set was by Hallex. Now, obviously, with this qualifying system, with there's no tyre wear and no fuel, I reckon that possibly could be smashed in qualifying. Could be seeing like maybe a 19s from someone. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they'll easily take a second or something off of that. Yeah, because these settings really, really help. When you turn off the fuel consumption, it's like you're driving on an empty tank. So that's a lot of free pace you're getting there.
And obviously we've seen in the other two qualifying events that the cars obviously to come out in packs. Now we've seen in the first race that the first qualifying we saw in the Lobby A with Inman getting the pole, he did it by himself. Do you think it's better to have clean air, or would you have someone in front of you to get that too on a track like Laguna?
Yeah, if I was racing here, I'd definitely make sure I had a nice big gap in front of me, because the slipstream is going to gain you just a little bit of time on some of the straights. There aren't many and they're short, but it's also going to cost extra understeer. So I think on balance, it's probably better to have some clean air. But it's a short track and it's a lot of drivers and not much time, so it's going to be hard for them to find that space.
We're going to get qualifying underway hopefully soon to watch the C drivers. But the Tier C drivers, like I says, I'm trying to open my iPod again. I'm trying to forget the copper and the steel tier drivers. We may see some reserves drivers in that, but as far as I know, in terms of reserves, I think as far as I know is that Darth is going to be racing in it, but he's in a different new car because he was supposed to be in a team. I think it was Ben and Jerry's team, but then unfortunately pulled up with for personal reasons. But he's back again, so that's good to see him. I know that Techno Guy's racing, and I can't mind anyone else is. I think Slimmy Cam might be racing, so you know.
Yeah, Techno and Metcalf, they'll be in Group C, the one we're watching now.
Okay, right. So we're seeing Techno. He'll be driving his trusty Chevy, I reckon. I'd imagine.
Yeah, so we'll be keeping our eyes on him as well.
Just looking here then for the copper tier, just seen Alex Tenier leading the way over the Furious 2, so that looks like that's going to be a good battle between those two. And then you got Why Not Sean sitting third, so this could be, you know, big. I mean, if they can have a decent lap time for these C drivers, they could get some big points to get into Lobby B, and if not Lobby A. No, okay then. So I was expecting you to say something, but no, I've never.
No, I lost your sound there for a few seconds.
Oh, you lost me. No, yeah. I was saying on a track like this, because you know it's not the biggest track. You know, it's not like the Sedegna or the Nürburgring. You know, it's a short track. They say with not a lot of straightaways. So this could be a great opportunity to see the copper or steel drivers actually maybe compete in Lobby B or even Lobby A if they're very quick.
Yeah, I guess it's all about exploiting other people's mistakes. I think we saw Alex Tenier. He was finished in about the middle of Lobby B last time. So actually, I expect him to return to Lobby B again and maybe do a little bit better than the middle of the pack.
I think one mention of the track itself here is you know probably one of the most famous corners. And you look at the screen right now, it's the corner that we're coming up to, the corkscrew. What an iconic corner that is. We've seen some like great overtaking. Like I remember Zanardi did an insane pass on Brian Herter in an IndyCar race back in '97, and who was it? Rossi doing the same to Casey Stoner in MotoGP. I reckon there'll be some real last ditch attempts around at the corkscrew. I reckon. What do you think?
Well, from a steward's perspective, which I also am, yeah. I'm kind of hoping that they'll take it easy and not do any stupid moves. But I'm doing commentary now, so I'm hoping that they definitely will do stupid moves, so we get to see some nice fireworks.
You're going to get a Chilean goes on replay saying, "Oh, that's going to be investigated." You also mentioned before the stream you were talking about Rainy Curve, the following turn after the corkscrew. I mean, that's to me, that's one of the favourite corners there. It's just one of those corners you just lift off the throttle, then when you hit the apex and you get back on it again. But it's still an interesting corner.
Yeah, I really like it as well. And it's deceptively tricky, actually, because you get all these marbles collecting off the racing line. So you just need to go a tiny bit wide, and you can't even see where the grip is missing, but you go a little bit wide and then you're off.
And speaking of going off, there's one corner we always mentioned. I think what we did in last season as well was a lot of drivers were getting caught out by the corner. It was turn 6 because there's a really nasty sausage curb there, and if you hit that sausage curb quite hard, you'll be going off into the sand, and then that's your race, or maybe your qualifying possibly done. Just before that corner there, you see the going up to no, that is turn 6 right there, just on the exit there. Not a lot of like curb, but you got a bit of asphalt there, but look how thick and big the sand / gravel trap is when you go off at turn 6. So This track does have some very nasty sausage curves. Like turn 9 also has a really curve.
Absolutely,
I think turn 10. So avoid at all costs. Don't hit the sausage curves. Hopefully we won't see that.
It's turn 6, the one we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's
a
the
particularly tricky one because you kind of have to make a choice whether you stick your inside wheels over on the inside of the sausage curb, or if you play it safe and stay on the outside, but then you're going to lose a bit of speed. So if you want the fastest lap, you have to bridge over the sausage curb, or you get that just a tiny bit wrong and you're completely gone spinning everywhere.
Now, looking at the screen there, you're looking at the first 2 corners, Andretti Hairpin. That was where West made his debut at this track a season ago and made a stunning pass on Alex Rogers, the outgoing, then defending champion, around the outside of the Andretti Hairpin. Will we see drivers going around the outside or just take it, probably do the easy way and pass them on the inside?
I think they're going to be trying everything because there's just not many overtaking spots and it's narrow, so they're just going to grab any chance they can see, I think.
So,
and that's going to go wrong on occasion, of course.
It could go wrong, yes, because it's also downhill, so it's slightly tricky when you're going downhill under the brakes, and then turn 3 you're just looking at there. That's also a deceptively corner, just like turn 9, because you feel that it's a fast corner, but it gets tighter as the corner goes in, so I would reckon you'd lose a gear. And then turn 4, it looks tight, but you could just lift off the throttle and away you go.
Yeah, and there you can also hit the sausage curb and then you go flying straight into the sand.
Right, so we're just still waiting for the Lobby C qualifying to get underway. As always, it's 10 minutes, no fuel wear or tyre wear for the qualifying.
Is this the first time in ARC history that we're going to watch qualifying of Lobby C?
I think, yeah, but it possibly will be. Yes, because usually when it was Latin myself, we would always see Lobby A. But I think for this season, we want to give the other drivers who we don't usually see on stream an opportunity. Like last week, we saw Lobby B, sorry. Then it's Lobby C this week. I'd imagine we're going back to Lobby A for the 3rd round, and then we go back to B, Lobby C, A and B, and then that's it. That's the end of the season. So it's just to see these drivers who we don't usually see, give them their 15 minutes of fame. And hopefully we'll see one of them compete in the Lobby A race if they are very quick enough. So
I think we're going to see them any second now. Is that what I'm hearing from the producer?
Yeah, I think the producer was saying we're getting qualifying sometime soon. What do you think a pull time would be quite decent then for for the Lobby C drivers?
Yeah, that's a tough one actually. I don't know if I can make an estimate there. Do you have any ideas?
I'd possibly say I'd say like a mid 121. I reckon. I think the gap between like Lobby C to Lobby A has definitely closed it up. So I would possibly see maybe. Well, I'm hoping to see like a high 121, early 122. I reckon. So we go then, as the cars make their way out, it looks like they're all going into they're getting bunched up there. And as you can see, Havoc making a mistake there, hitting the curb at turn 6. Goofy, he's driving the Porsche. The Porsche would be quite nice around here, actually. Teammate to Agotto, which he picked the car as Degner last week, which is good there. And there's Metcalf. There he is, making his first start there in the GTR. Koba would love to see that. There was Goofy. There's a Terdakis who has been a regular in the ARC GR3 Championships. I remember he had an incredible battle with, I can't remember who it was, at Monza last season. I think he actually had the win, but unfortunately got penalised. Anyways, there's a look then at the championship leader in the, I'm trying to get my iPod back up again, in the Copper Championship, Alex Tadea, making his way through turn 3. There's a bit of sausage curbs, which he doesn't hit nicely underneath the Cooper tyres bridge. Now into turn 4, little lift off the throttle, and then back on the power they go. And then passing one of the 2 penalty burns on this track, underneath another bridge. Then turn 5, And then let's see how he makes it for turn 6 here. Goes up the hill underneath another bridge.
Yeah, how much is he going to risk it now?
Just a little dab off the
Yeah,
brake.
he's
Down
playing
here.
it safe still. It's a banker lap, maybe.
Just also checking here. Looks like we've got another new driver in there. CMD2197. He's also new.
No, that's Colm. He's been driving before.
Oh, Colm. Oh, he's got a new name. Okay. My bad.
At least I think it's Colm. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think Colm is...
Okay, it is correct, right.
So he's changed his game attack. Anyway, last corner now for Alex. And then he's going by the second of the penalty turns, gets back onto the power, and he will cross the line in a time of, a low 121. 21.338 for him. Colm crosses the line. He will go 6 tenths slower. Havoc, at that moment in turn 6 on the outlap, he goes 4th quickest because the CP's gone to the point 121.2. So my prediction is completely wrong. There's a look at Goofy in the Toyota, and he is 1.7 off qualifying in 8th position now. And there is Goofy in the Porsche. I would imagine the Porsches to be good around here. Not really like the power cars. Let's look at Etericus. Sitting there in 7th place, just a second behind the post into the CP. There's Techno Guy making his debut in this season. Fortunately, he doesn't want to... Oh, he goes 5th position though, just over half a second slower, but only half a tenth slower than Colm. No, he's gone down to 6th, and that's because DD Ranger has just passed him in 5th position. There he is in the AMG. DD Ranger also a newbie into this championship, making his debut, as well as a whole load of others, Stephen in particular, and Alex and that. There's a bit of battling going on. That's Gr.3 down in 12th now. He is, hopefully he's not going to hold up Goofy, and someone's just gone off at the cop. Someone went off at the corkscrew. I think was that, I don't know if that was Why Not Sean, I reckon. Oh, Goofy's at the moment. No, my bad. There's Why Not Sean. Now there's an identical technical guy. Someone has improved.
Yeah, and
someone's gone into 4th position. Oh, no,
with these tire and fuel settings we're using, it is possible that the first lap someone sets could be their fastest one, but still I don't quite expect it. I think they're going to increase the risk with each lap they do and get faster as the session goes along.
So look, then I have a DK, the Danish driver, in 4th position, teammate to Chucky last season in the Porsche. There's your current pole sit at the CB.
That's quite a wide line.
Yeah, that was a wide line, but he'll be making his team proud with the likes of Nuggy. There is Colm. There's another teammate, along with Colm, CP, Bugatti, and Crow. There's then at the Furious 2, who's gone into 2nd fastest now, just 800 slower than CP. There's a look at Techno Guy down in 9th. He makes his way towards turn 3. Careful not to hit the sausage curb, which he did, and then he goes into the gravel, or into the sand. So that's going to cost him a couple of attempts here and there, and then understeers through turn 4. So this lap is ruined, unfortunately. But he will still have at least maybe 2 more laps left in him to do. That's pretty close there, considering more yellow flags being waved. Is that someone off at turn 6? The guy makes it nice and tidy through there. Yeah, someone's had a spin there because you see the skid marks, so someone has gone careering off. Could have been the Furious, actually.
Yes, it is.
Out in the blue.
Yeah, his
Goofy's
lap time
gone to the pole.
was
Sorry to cut you
slow
off. Goofy's gone to the pole, 121.0. So good effort there from Goofy in the Porsche, but here comes Techno. He's going to get a good 2 off the Furious, and gets his way through turn 11. Gets a little bit sideways on the power. Let's see if he will improve for sure, and goes into 7th place, but he lost 2 tenths on that last sector. There is Alex making his way through the corkscrew. Look how steep that is too. I wonder if you get to see it like close up and personal and see how steep, like really steep it is there. Look at Gr.3, and there's Metcalf bring up the rear, 4.1 off, but this is his first race, so he's doing a good job. There is Venom Snake teaming to Gr.3 and Nagato. He's sitting in 12th position. Venom Snake a regular on the ARC. And He's set his best time in sector 1. Right on board now with Vedem. Only 1.1, so qualifying is still quite close in Lobby C. Only, someone's gone quicker. The CP's gone quicker now. He's back to the point. 120.884, I think that is. And Taneer's gone to second now. So, and why not Sean? Taneer's teammate's gone into third. So it's all still swapping and changing. Havoc was blue, I believe it was. I think it was either in the first sector or the second sector. Techno guy burning his penalty at a bit where you shouldn't burn your penalty.
I think he was trying to clean his tires, actually, because he went off and got a penalty for that.
Still should have burned a penalty round. You know, the Finnish kid got in trouble for that and lost the race, so we'll see. Anyway, Andretti hairpin for Techno. Nice and tidy through there. More yellow flags being waved. Someone must have went off at turn 3, maybe? No, it doesn't look like it. Obviously, Techno guy driving the car that he raced in season 4, and he's purple, so...
Oh, that's a good time.
Could have a new pole sitter here. He's just got to get the second sector all perfectly right. This is turn 5, and then into that tricky turn number 6. There's a battle just ahead there. There's 3 cars that could upset Techno guy here. And someone has gone off again. That's the Furious, and he's got a half a second penalty. And Gr.3 as well. He's just coming back onto the track, and he can't go into the way of Techno. That's going to hamper him, and that could be a problem for Gr.3.
Yeah, it's a problem
really
for
Techno.
Yeah,
and he's lost a hell of a lot of time. So
that's a shame.
Yeah, I don't think Techno's going to get pulled, and Gr.3 could be in a bit of trouble here as we've got a minute to go until the end. In fact, he's going to try and get some a little bit of a tow and then try and pull away there. There's a look there, the antibiotic replacement for Nixon, running in 6th place though, and exactly 3/10 slower than the CP's time. So good effort that from antibiotic. First time we've seen Anti since the 3-hour endurance race at Bathurst, which you commentated with Techie and Lat. So it looks like he's improving over time. Again, why not Sean? Only nearly a 10.5 slower than the CP's time. Lobby C qualifying is very close at the moment.
Yeah, that's very nice to see. Actually, I think it's going to be tight everywhere. I think last race, most of the drivers were covered by 3 seconds or so, which is very good.
You can see what was the first sector at Techno's time. You don't know if he was in the purple there. Having again to that tricky turn 6, and he's clipped the sausage curb, but it looks like he's okay. Now going up the hill and then into the corkscrew. Probably take that maybe second gear. Really shortcuts the first bit, then takes the second bit. He'll stick to the cards.
No.
He's tampered it. Yeah, that's his qualifying done, unfortunately. So Techno's not going to improve on his time. So it looks like the CP, he's just won a little moment through turn 3. He's actually purple at the moment. I'm just wondering if his time is okay. I'm just looking at, can we see what the CP's time is at the moment? 4:33. Oh, and the time's at 10:33. So I think he might be okay, I reckon. We'll see. But anyways, let's see as he drives his B2 up around the corkscrew now, and he's got a car just ahead, one of the Lexuses. Havoc's now gone into 3rd position, and he's... No, that's... It looks like he was purple, but he's 1.5 seconds off, so good effort from Havoc. And, who's that had a moment there? Was that Techno again? Yellow flag. So all the cars are being... Oh, no, sorry, Techno's paused there, so... Yeah, so the cars are all going off now because they know the qualifying is finished. But let's see if the CP improves, but that's not going to help. Plus, he had to pass Rhino Sean, so that would have hampered his time. And as you can see, they're only a full second slower. Goofy, let's see what he can do. I think he might have run out of time, actually.
Yeah, I wonder if that's
there,
yeah,
lap, he was. Yeah. Yes, I think that's qualifying done then for Lobby C. His antibiotic will come across the line. I think he was out of time doing his time, I think. And there's the look at the Dotum and the Citroen, but I don't think because the time has already been finished, I reckon. So I don't think this time will count. There's Gr.3, And then Metcalf, who had improved, he's now 2.7 seconds off, so he's gained at least 1.5 seconds there. So that's a good effort there for Metcalf. Just clips the gravel on the exit of the last corner, and I think that's it. So the CP with a nice effort there, 1:20.884. That's a pretty decent lap time for the CP. That could be good enough to make Lobby B. I don't know if it'd be quick enough to beat Lobby C, but solid effort nonetheless.
Yeah, that's a really good lap, and I'll go out on a limb and say I'm pretty sure that's Lobby B time.
Just opening my iPod yet again, just see where the CP is in the championship. He's sitting fourth, and but Taneo, he out-qualified ahead of Taneo and the Furious, and why not Sean? So this could be a good point stay here for the CP. As I said, he sits on 183 at fourth in the championship. Techno, you've got to feel for Techno because he was fastest of all in the first sector, and then Goofy hold him up.
Yeah, this is kind of the danger of Lobby C, I think. Even if you're a lot faster than all the other drivers, there's usually more stuff going on, more mistakes, more rejoins, and all that stuff going on. So there's usually get less chance to set a good lap.
Yeah, I think that was... Yeah, unfortunately, it does happen, but, Goofy could be in a spot above her there after the qualifying. But we'll get to see it like next week or so. Who else do we need to mention? Qualifying was very, very close. I think the gap from second to third was like 87 thousandths of a second, and then the gap from fourth to fifth was about like a hundredth of a second. So, the Lobby C drivers, they're still just as much as Lobbies A and Lobby B qualified. Very, very competitive and very close.
Yeah, definitely. And let's hope that those drivers get put into the same lobby so that we're not ending up splitting up that little pack when they're on very similar pace.
So we're gonna be waiting for like a good few minutes for Techno Guy to do his magic and see where they will all qualify, and who we'll see in the Lobby A race. I always say this to Chile before the race starts, but going to the Lobby A race with the likes of with Inman and that, who do you think will be a good shout to win here tonight?
Yeah, tough one. I don't think West is racing this time. Otherwise, he'd be a pretty good shout.
Racing? Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I didn't see him on the list. I could be wrong. But of course, there's always Hallex. But I'm kind of hoping Kofi is going to do well today because he had a bit of bad luck last time, even though he put it on pole. So I hope he can have a clean race and show us what he wasn't able to show us last week.
Yeah, Hallex is the defending winner from a season ago, so he'll be up for defending it yet again. Of course, Hallex blitzed the whole field last week at Sedecta, and as you say, Kofi. I mean, he did have one heck of a redemption drive after being hit in the rear by Inman on the third lap.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
definitely
made some incredible passes around the Domus in, Domus out section on Rascal, and who else was it? Was it West? I can't mind. One of the two. I think it was both of them, but some stunning passes there from Kofi.
Yeah, there was so much stuff going on in that race. It's all a blur to me now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out as well, but I think it was one of them too. Speaking going away from because this is where we have like our time away from talking about the GR3. There's one thing I wanted to bring up. Not a bad thing, but it was that 3-hour race, endurance race back at Spa when I was commentating with Rasco, and you had possibly the drive of your life to finish in second place behind Kev Lauder. What was that all about? We've never seen you drive like that before. You were just insane that race. Can you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it well, and actually I watched the stream back a second time just a couple of weeks ago, and I think, well, for me as well, but just the race as a whole, everything just happened to come together because it was Stephen and Law at the front, and they damaged each other and slowed each other down. So that made sure that they kept the top 5 or 6 close together instead of them running away at the start. So yeah, it was a race where I think any one of maybe 6 drivers could have won it.
Yeah,
And I still don't really know why it went so well for me. I think I just avoided the mistakes that other drivers made.
I was about to say, yeah, you must have picked your way through the field and got that second place because you did qualify not too well, I believe. It was like 8th, wasn't it? 7th for... Oh, it wasn't Kevlar, my bad. It was Chromedics, sorry, my bad. Chromedics. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's because we used that special qualifying system where you had to qualify. There were 2 qualifying groups, and you had to qualify top 3 in your group to go through to the pole shootout, and I just missed out on that. So then I got put behind the drivers from the other group as well. So I had to overtake them before I could really make some progress in the race, which was a lot of fun actually. The first 5 or 10 laps were just hectic all the time.
And of course, you were also racing in the Flashback series. You were teammate to Techno, and I can't remember what your team name was, but I guess it was one of those long team names that I can't remember. Oh, Endurance series, yeah.
Because
Sammy's having a brain fart at the moment.
Yeah, we have a producer dropping all the good facts in our ears.
Yeah, well, especially my ears.
I was only able to do 1 race in the Flashback Championships. I missed most of that. But yes, I was teammates with Techno in the Endurance series, yeah.
What race was it that you competed in? Was it was it Nürburgring?
I raced at Fuji, Nürburgring, and Le Mans.
Oh, right, okay. Right, so yeah. Yeah, I thought you said you did 1 race, but no, you missed the 1 race, yeah. And I think there's also talks of having another, I was going to say Flashback series again, another Endurance series somewhere down along the line this year. Are you going to try and compete in for that again? Or you're going to take a sit back or just watch the action?
Well, I would probably be organizing it then, and yeah, of course I want to race. But I don't really want to say too much about that now or make any promises. There's still a lot of possible formats it could be, and possible time frames and everything. So just keep your eyes on the Endurance Series channel, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look back to see the actual endurance races, but I've completely lost them. Yeah, just to mention as well, we're going to be having a break from the GR3s next week. But I believe we're having a team versus team. I think, right, I can't mind if Rascal told me there's a team versus team that's happening.
Yeah, that's correct.
Week. Yeah. I'd imagine I'm going to be in the booth for that with someone. I don't know who. So, yeah, I can't remember what the team was, though. I can't remember what was the team. Can you remember it, Robo? I can't mind. Oh, never mind. We'll cross that bridge next week. What else can we talk about? Okay. Right. Our producer says Amigos Racing Team. Yes. So that'll be on for next week. So hopefully, the ARC boys can make some redemption after the last team versus team, because apparently we lost against their team FAST, I think it was, around Laguna Seca in the Ferrari. So let's see if the ARC boys can pick themselves up and give us show them what they can actually do. Looking back at I'm just looking here, just seeing how many drivers there are that participate, because there was a whole bucket load of people that entered in for this, isn't it? It's probably the highest that we've ever had, I reckon. Yeah, almost full. Yeah, so nice to see that a lot of drivers have decided to give this a go. Robert, you still there? Oh, okay. Unfortunately, we've got Robo's having some internet issues, unfortunately. So hopefully he'll be back within soon. Oh, found out his PC's froze. Well, I know the feeling that happened to me last week. So I know the feeling. So what I'll probably do is... oh,
Can you hear me again?
are you there?
Yeah.
He's back again.
Turns out I'm having some technical difficulties, but I'm using some different equipment now, and hopefully that'll keep working.
I hope so, because I was a bit lost without you then. I was a bit struggling what to say. I was just about to say, have you got your YouTube up and see if there's any comments in the live chat? Anything?
Yeah, I lost the sound there for a few seconds again. I had YouTube open, but that all froze, so I'm not going to be able to see that anymore, I think.
The laptop is going really slow at the moment, unfortunately. Right, it's okay then. So just from our, a well-known producer here that people have commented in there, Martin and Kubu's saying that qualifying is going to be very close. I think it will be because, small circuit, it should be quite very, really close indeed. I hope so. Again, qualifying results should be up very soon. And would you know roughly like how many laps they'll probably do around here? Because I was looking at a practice race, they would say about 36 laps at the most.
36 is what I'm hearing as well. In the Lobby A, of course.
Lobby A will be 36. Also, in terms of like tyre strategy or tyre degradation, what would you say would be the best option? Would a one-stop strategy work? Would a two-stop strategy work?
Well, as I understand it, this race is definitely tyre limited. So I think most drivers are going to be doing a two-stop, but maybe there's someone brave enough to try a one-stop. But yeah, it's the pit stops. They take a lot of time here, and they're really going to be about getting some fresh tires on because the front right is going to be wearing out. Fuel is not going to be much of an issue, as I understand it.
Yeah, I think in regards to what you were saying with the pit lane, because when you come out, it's still on automatic when you go through the Andretti hairpin, and then you're back in control in the middle of the after turns 2 and turns 3. So yeah, I don't think a one-stop strategy would be the best way. I'm wondering if all the other drivers are going to do the same tactic what they've done for the first 2 races, like with Inman and Hallex and that, because they started the race on mediums, they make their first pit stop, still stayed on the mediums, and they changed to softs. Do you think someone will go ballsy and maybe go softs on the first stint and then try and pull like a big gap over the rest of the field?
I'm kind of hoping for it, to be honest, because when everyone starts on mediums, you get a race where everyone's sticking to the same strategy pretty much. So I hope some drivers will start on softs and do the opposite to the rest, and just try to mix it up a bit. It's also going to be hard to overtake here, of course, so you really do have a reason to try to get something happening through strategy as opposed to doing it on track.
Yeah, I was just about to say, with this being quite a difficult track to overtake, I was going to say qualifying is hugely important, because if you're going to be qualifying, like say 12th or something like that, then you've probably got no chance to win the race. But if you've got like a decent qualifying, maybe like the top 6, then you've definitely got a good shout for a good finish there, because track position is key around Laguna Seca. So we're still waiting on the qualifying times to come in. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. And also I'm quite thankful that we've managed to see some qualifying, so that's good. And then if we get the race on, then it's perfect, and it's what we, it's definitely been a lot better than what it was last season.
Do you remember what the fastest time in Lobby C was that we just saw? 20.8 or something, right?
21.0. Yeah, 21.0.
Okay,
from
right.
CP.
Because the lap record is, of course, still held by Alex, 20.78. So we could be pretty sure that that's been broken.
I can
Right, the
guarantee
fastest
you
lap
that
in
the
C
guys in
was
Lobby A.
the fastest
Go on.
lap in C was 20.8. I'm hearing now.
Yeah. And I would probably reckon that the guys in Lobby A would have smashed it by like a second or so. I would imagine them would go into the 19s for sure, like, definitely.
Yep, I'm expecting that too.
Go back to last season here, because the one thing I've just came into my mind there was I was mentioning about with the Ven Nugatti winning the race, but he also concurred a 5-second penalty on I think it was one of the CSX. No, it wasn't the CSX. It was the DRT guys. But the gap only was just a quarter of a second, but he still managed to win the race. So we're hoping that Nuggy's going to have a bit more of a comfortable result, either if it's a win or what have you. But I wouldn't count out Kofi as well, because I think he definitely surprised Chile myself driving a Hyundai to get to the pole position last week at Sedegna. For sure, like.
Yeah, that was a great performance. And as we saw, he was quick in the race as well.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, definitely driver of the day candidate there was from Kofi. So we're still awaiting for the times to pop up, and I think we've just got it up right now on my screen. So we'll give you the qualifying, but I'm pretty sure our producer will have it up very, very soon. So it is Alex that will take the pole position with a 119.431, and as we said, they've already smashed it. Inman was only 100th of a second behind Alex's time, and Kofi was just half a tenth slower than Alex's time. That's seriously close there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Stephen in fourth with a 119.667, and he was just less than a quarter of a second of Alex's time. Trey Gamer, who we didn't see last week, he's fifth fastest in his car, 119.908, so he was just half a second slower. Darth making his return. Well, I believe, he's making his return because we did see him in season 4. The AGC GT300 champion. He is. Oh, well, that's a nasty gap. 0.666 behind the pole. That's a nasty number. Law in his Aston. I think he's driving the Aston. I think he's seventh quickest with a 120.118. Rarasco in 8th with a 120.145. Predji, his first time in Lobby A for the first time this season, 120.233. La Bomba Negra making his debut, his Lobby A debut, 120.253. Then you've got Kevlaro. I think that's his first time also in the Lobby A with a 1:20.279. Here it is. We're just down there to 11th position, but you get to see it yourself. Gianni is 12th quickest there with 120.352. Kobu only 2,000 slower. And Jerry Bear only made it, but he was 1,000 slower than Kobu's time there. But look at that, less than a second there from Alex to Jerry.
Yeah, and look at those bottom three as well. Look at those times, how close they are.
3,000 separating those three drivers. And also, too, look at the top three. Half a tenth from Alex, Inman and Kofi. So seriously close there between those three. It's obviously nice to see Darth back in this championship. Now I think he's an independent team. Here's a look then at Lobby B, and it is Dominguez. He's making his debut, and he starts on the pole in Lobby B. Then you got Ben MK. It's the first time he's missed out on Lobby A, as well as Randy Moore. And they're sitting second and third respectively. Yogeti in third. Lato G, the championship leader in the bronze category, I think that is.
Yeah, and he's just 10th and a half or something off of Lobby A.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing how close it is. Really is close. Martin Brewer got a free grid place button. Okay, so just again more information from our producer there that Martin Brewer is showing now he's sixth, but he's got to qualify in. He's going to start in ninth because of that free grid place penalty. Yeah, he drops down to 23rd, as you see there. Yep, Thunder Pig will improve a position, so he'll be going to 20th overall. Then Crow Magna, then it will be Martin Brewer. The Baldy one. Then it's Martin Brewer. Then the CP, who we saw in Lobby C, he's starting. What's that? I'm trying to think. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th overall. So
and he's got the same exact time as the Baldy one.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed he has. I haven't just noticed that there too. Goofy, Chris, Havoc. So a few of the Lobby C drivers making it into Lobby B. Alex to the Why Not Sean? And there's the Finnish kid who missed out because, he missed last week because he was sleeping. And there he is. They're just making Lobby B. Let's have a look then at Lobby C. And it is Antibiotic that's going to start on the pole with a 121.184. The Furious 2 with a 121.3, as well as Wiley Techno Guy starting fourth in that race, but it could have been a lot more higher there if he wouldn't get held up by Gr.3. Keanu, DD Ranger, Combe, the original J-Boy. I think he's also a new driver. The .M, Venom Snake, Josk, Eternicus, Gr.3, Fubar, and there's Metcalf there, 4.2 slower than Alex, but you can see the difference there, 1.7 to 4.2, so 2.5 seconds there separating Antibiotic to Metcalf. Still very close in that as well. So there you go, Alex with yet another pole position. I'm just trying to think. That is actually, weirdly enough, this will be his 15th race, I think that is, and it's only his second pole position. Believe that or not.
Yeah, he's been getting fast recently. Mm-hmm. We've gotten to experience his improvement here at ARC.
And also, I had the iPod open and then I had it off again. Other drivers that we did see do extremely well in Lobby A was Darth. Darth Nihilus making his. Let me see how many races. This will be his third race in the Lobby A Championship, so he's done quite well. I know he's putting an awful lot of practice too. It's nice to see some new guys, some guys coming into this Lobby A, like Pred J, La Bomba, Kevlaro, and Jenny Bear doing just making it in there. But I think it's going to be very, very close. Like,
yeah, it's all very close. I just happened to notice that. From first to 40th position, it's 2.5 seconds.
And I'm just seeing here, Dominguez's time was only 18,000 slower than Jerry Bear's time to make it into Lobby A. That's just, again, the fractions of just making it into the main event and then just missing out. It's so minimal, but yet it's just so big, isn't it? Yeah.
And we hope next time the Lateral can actually get into Lobby A, so Chili will have to look at his livery.
I'm pretty sure the producer will just have a 50-minute race on board with Lateral, for sure, just to pee him off even more. So you were mentioning about Rascal at the start there. He says he wants to make a name for himself in this championship. So sitting like in the mid-pack there in 8th position, and it was like 7/10 off of pole position. What do you think he'll fare in this race?
Oh, that's tough again because he's ending up in the mid-pack position where you don't want to be. But I think he might have some strategy tricks up his sleeve, so he still might surprise us a bit from that position.
Obviously, he'd be bounced to see his teammate Jerry Bear also making the race, so that's good for that team. I can't remember what team that was, unfortunately. So, and also nice to see Pridgy, the Season 4 TOC champion. He's made his return in there. He did the last 2 races back in Season 4, so this will be his 3rd race, and that is also his best ever qualifying. His previous best was a 13th at Barcelona last year, and he's got it into the top 10, so solid effort there from Pred J. And,
good stuff from him.
Great stuff, yeah. Only just 8 tenths slower than Alex's time, but You know, hopefully he can make a name for himself. And as you were correct there, West is not making an appearance here, so hopefully we'll get to see him 2 weeks' time when it comes to the fourth round of the championship and the halfway point of the season.
Yeah, you said that Prejay was just 8/10 off Alex, but then I gotta say, come on, is it really sensible to be comparing all these drivers to Alex? Because he's kind of on a planet of his own recently.
Oh, he's on another mission. Yeah, of course, he's platinum tier, isn't he?
Yeah. Let's keep it
There's
realistic.
stranger things that, hey, I beat Alex in a practice race. You know, he can be beaten.
Was he driving a slower class of car?
What was he driving? I'm trying to think what race. I was driving the Porsche. It was a Red Bull last season, and I was driving a Porsche. And what was he driving? I think he was driving the Merc.
I've actually beaten him once as well, but that's because I had a much better car in that race.
There we go. Kevlaro 11th, Gianni, and Kobu. So Kobu is now made. He's now second on the list of all-time starts now with 25. So he ties it. Now he's got to do 5 more races in Lobby A, and then he holds the all-time record for most starts in the Lobby A, beating Mr. Dan's, the Season 1 champion, when he drove the Lexus. So it'd be nice to see what Kobu and Gianni Kevlaro will do that lot there, because that's going to be a very close battle there with them load of drivers in. So we're just about to get the race sometime soon. Drivers just making their stock checks, and then if they're all good to go, we'll get to see the pace laps. See the drivers get to set the fuel mixture up to 6, and we'll check to see what drivers to starting and what tyres they're going to be wearing on. And we'll get ourselves ready for the third round of the championship. So, who was your prediction to win?
Did I have one? I don't remember.
I can't remember too. I think you did, but my brain's not been functioning that well today.
Yeah, well, it's Alex, but I think Kofi might be able to surprise us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Inman, he's really quick, but I think mostly he's best at one lap pace, and over a race, Alex is going to be beating him most of the time.
I've only just discovered here that there's no Agotto. So Agotto's missing this one out. Of course, he unfortunately disconnected last week. So it looks like he is missing out here tonight. So that's not going to help Agotto for his champion in his Platinum Championship. Stephen was the best of the GOAT drivers to put his car in 4th. And Trey Game are the last of the Platinum drivers to be in 5th. And Darth is the quickest reserve to be 6th. And Law, hopefully he'll be feeling a lot more confident after finishing, got his best ever finish so far of 2nd last week. And puts his car in 7th. And there was a look then at Kofi time. Your dark horse to win. Of course, that's the car he drove in the AGC. And hopefully we are starting soon, which I hope so, because I am still running out of things to see.
Well, you told us a nice story last week about Valentine's Day. Do you have another story, maybe?
Oh, I got told no one ever listened to it, so what's the point? Can't think of another story, to be honest with you, because I never thought one up on the spot. That was only just for the special one, because it was Valentine's Day, and I thought I'd share that story out. But
oh yeah, it was a special occasion. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was a very special.
It's a normal Sunday now.
Yeah, it's a normal Sunday, so no storytelling from Savvy.
Fair enough.
Not unless if you've got a story to tell.
No, I don't think so, actually.
Oh.
Well, maybe I can advertise endurance series a little bit.
Go on, then.
Back in November or December, I started working on a Gr.3 race at Brands Hatch, 4 hours, and that's going to be the longest ARC race up to this point.
Yeah,
and it hasn't happened yet, but
yeah,
and I'm hearing the race is going to start soon. But anyway, 4 hours of Brands Hatch. It's going to happen sometime this year. Keep your eyes open for it.
4 hours of Brands Hatch, yeah, because it was going to be planned at about November time, did you say? And then it got postponed. But hopefully it'll be on soon. So here we go. Here's a look then of the starting grid. It is Alex from Inman, Kofi, Stephen, Tree, Darth, Law, Rascal, Preggy, La Bomba, Kevlaro, Gianni, Kobu, Jerry. I did it this time.
Yeah, well done.
I did it this time, yes. Deary me. So then, the field's going to get underway, and then the first 50 minutes will be, and off they go. So all the drivers will put their fuel mixtures up to 6, get the weaving in, get the temperatures in the tyres. Let's see what the drivers are starting on with. There's a look then at the top 14. Drivers, I believe that's overall, I reckon. And as you can see there, West, that's not making an appearance here. You see he's joint championship leader with Alex. And Inman sitting overall in third. Kofi, who's racing in this. Law, Gianni quite high up there. So he's had some 2 good races. Stephen, Randy Moore, which we're not going to be seeing, unfortunately. And also Ben MK, who was down there. I think it was 14th in the overall championship also. He's not going to be making an appearance. There's Kofi, third in the race.
Can we ask our producer to show us some of the tyre compounds?
Yeah, the tyre compound. Yeah.
Is anyone starting on softs?
Let's have a look then. So from top to bottom, looks like that's mediums. Law, looks like they're all on mediums, I reckon. Yep.
Okay.
As always, it's going to be the medium soft, isn't it? That's what I think it's going to be. So here they go, making their way in towards the corkscrew. And again, Alex and Inman on the front row. A very fierce rivalry between these two. Them two have had their moments. They've already had some contact in the first race of the Nürburgring and other previous series as well. And there's a look then at Jerry Bear, just making it into the field. 1,000 slower than Kobu just ahead, and there is Law, followed by Darth Nihilus, who was supposed to be racing for the Ben and Jerry's team, before pulling out, and as the car goes double file.
Yeah, it's a very short stacking zone.
Yep. It's also quite a short start finish straight, but they go over the brow of the hill, and then Alex will put their foot down to the floor, and away we go for the third race of the championship. And Kofi already getting a jump on Inman. He's already up into second place. Trey Gamer making a look there to go on the inside, and there was contact there, and down goes Inman, and Steve got hit in the back, well, hit in the front. So a bit of aggressive start there for Trey, who slows up there, quite of a dangerous part of the track, and Inman has regained that third place. Darth and Trey's really lost out there because of that little contact that he had at the end of the hairpin. So Inman's back into third. Darth is stayed down. And I think someone else has gone off. That's Rascal that's went a little bit off at turn 4. Now underneath the Mother's Bridge. There they go. And Trey Gamer is down now in 11th place. So that qualifying then. There's a look then at Kevlaro, another reserve driver then. Now then into turn 6. And Kofi looks like he went a little wide off at turn 6. That nasty corner. Now in towards the corkscrew they go. Relatively clean lap there for everyone, with the exception of Inman getting hit from the side by Trey and then getting hit from the back from Stephen, but that wasn't Stephen's fault at all. But other than that, a relatively decent start as we look at Kobu.
I wonder how he manages to hold on to third there with all the trouble he had.
I don't know. I think Darth was a little bit too easy on Inman. Maybe it was just, because it's just early in the race. They don't want to do any risky overtakes that early on in the race. There's a look then at Trey. There you see him. Just gets on the power, the AMG Mercedes, and then you watch when he goes in towards the adrenaline hairpin, downhill under the brakes. Oh, it just seemed that Inman was like coming in towards the apex, and I mean, even though Trey did come from quite a distance back there, and then that's when he lifted off and let him by. But there you go. There's a look then at Stephen, who is in sixth position there. So he's lost a couple of spots on the where he started in, and I think that's a good effort there from Gianni, because Gianni started 12th. He's already up to 7th place, so good start there from Gianni.
Yeah, that's great. Great stuff.
Jenny Bear's also gained a couple of spots. Kobe's had a problem, I reckon. He said that he's had a mistake somewhere. Possibly at the Andretti hairpin. But already out in front is Alex, and he's already built a second advantage then over Kofi, and Inman is starting to close up in that Lexus in third. Darth, the reserve driver now, on board with Law, who qualified 7th. He's already up to 5th position and chasing Darth down, which Darth made a little mistake in the last corner, so that's going to give an opportunity for Law to possibly make an overtake going towards the Andretti hairpin. Again, Darth is going defensive. He's going to go to the left-hand side of the track. Law's going to take the racing line. This is what Rest did to Alex Rogers last season. Law's trying it. I think he might have it, though. Yes, indeed he will. And Law's going to get into foot position. He did a West. Nice pass on Law. Now we're on board with Darth. He's lost his spot, so hopefully he's not going to lose any momentum now. He's got Stephen right behind him. Let's look then at Rascal, sitting in 8th position. Started 8th, sitting in 8th. So no improvement yet for Rascal. And then behind is Trey, who has improved a couple of spots. Now he's in 9th. We did see him fall to as low as 11th. And there is the battle with the Americans there, with Pridgey versus Jerry Bear. They're also fighting for the Silver Championship as we ride aboard now with Kevlaro, making our way up and towards the corkscrew for the 4th time today. Again, that gap is just increasing their way from Kofi, and is what Robo says. The Hyundai's got some decent qualifying pace, but when it comes to race pace, it just kind of struggles. And here's Inman now, all over the back of the Man City racing driver. Again on the gravel trap on the exit of the last corner, and he's going to lose a little bit of time. But he is definitely smelling blood from Kofi. And now Law's gone into 4th position, so Stephen, something's happened to get down to Darth because he's lost 2 spots now. So Law's up into 4th, Darth's down to 7th, and Gianni from 12th is up to 6th. There's a look then at Stephen, on board now with Gianni. What a good start he's had here. What a definite surprise this driver's been in the championship, sitting quite high up in the overall Drivers' Championship, and he's having a very good race here so far.
Yeah, he finished 8th in the first race and 6th in the second. So he's, at the moment, he's sort of where we would expect him to be, but looking at where he is, he could be making progress from here.
And Alex now has extended the lead now up to 2 seconds. And it just looks ominous now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm worried we're going to see Alex do a Hamilton again like he did last week, where he just disappears at the start and is never seen again except for when he crosses the line and wins the race.
And again, this is another close battle going on here. Battle also in the Platinum Championship. Kofi still ahead of Inman. I'll tell you what, Inman, as much as close as he is to the same pace as Alex, he needs to get by Kofi in a hurry. There's a look at Rascal, sitting in 8th position, and he's going to set his sights on Darth, who's really lost some momentum. As Darth, Stephen's a little wide in the Andretti hairpin. Gianni had a fully on drift at the second turn, and he's sliding his way through turn 3. That's going to compromise him on the exit, and that's going to allow Darth to catch up now. So Gianni, even though he's all over the back of Stephen trying to make a pass on him, it's compromised him now because Darth is catching, and Rascal not too far back in 8th, only half a second away from Darth. Got Trey there in 9th, back on board with Stephen, and he's hunting down Law through that nasty turn 6 and then back up into the corkscrew. Also, this was one of the cars that, I can't remember if it was one of the DRT boys that manages to get a 2nd place finish. Can't remember if it was Matty. They got a 2nd place finish last season.
Yeah, they were driving the other Toyota, the FT1.
The other Toyota. Oh, this was the car that Alex drove, wasn't it? Yeah, my bad. Rascal's down in 9th. He's lost his spot to Tree. And he went off at turn 6, that infamous turn 6 we were talking about. And then Trey makes it past at the corkscrew. Kofi's down in 3rd. Inman's got away by. Let's see how that was made. It must have been, obviously, it could have been before the going into the corkscrew.
Yeah, I wonder if he made a mistake then, because he's already lost a little bit to Inman.
Yeah, and you can see the gap already to Alex was 3.1. Here's a look at Stephen, and he's chasing Lord. absolute humdinger of a battle with the Nürburgring back in the first race, and Stephen was saying, if you've got to, pass Law, you've got to be absolutely brave, and he's a really tough racer to try and overtake. And we did see that at Sedekna last week, how he fought his way to keep that second place from West and from Kofi. Although Law gets a little sideways over turn 6, that's an opportunity for Stephen to go around the outside and onto the Rahal Straight, and up into fourth now goes Stephen, and Law made a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, Stephen's going to be happy with that position for free.
Yep, Christmas has come early for Stephen. Here's a look at a replay. Did he hit the sausage curb going into it? No, not really. I think he just carried just a bit too much speed through there.
And he still saved it quite well, actually, because
yeah, it was a nice save.
It can go very wrong there if you go wide.
So Inman already hunting down Alex. Has already gained 3 attempts on that lap alone. Alex setting the fastest lap over 1:21.346, but that will improve. As I look then at the Bomber making his debut, he's got Reggie, and there's Kevlaro in the Peugeot car that we've seen from West, winning the first race, and Reggie having a different line through the Andretti hairpin. That's only because he was defending his position. But that's a good battle going on between those lot, Kevlaro, Pred, and the Bomber. And just ahead there is Rascal, and Reggie just getting his sand kicked up on Kevlaro's windshield. Well, Kevlaro got a good run off of turn 4. And again, Reggie parking his car into the middle of the track, making it a bit difficult for Kevlaro to pass Reggie around the outside at turn 5. He's going to get the speed off the corner, isn't he? And I think that's a position change, I think. Yes, so nice pass from Kevlaro up to 10th.
Did someone disconnect? Oh, we lost Darth.
Oh, Darth, unfortunately, is disconnected. I didn't
that's
notice
a shame.
that there.
It was going quite well for him as well.
Yeah, such a shame. And I know he's putting an awful lot of practice in too, but we have known him from having a bit of disconnection issues during the season, so that's a shame. So we're down to 13 people, and Inman actually must have lost a bit of time on that lap there, because it was 2.8 the last lap. It's now 3.6. So not unless if Alex has put on the pedal to the metal, or if Inman's made a mistake. There's a look then at Gianni, and then Law again battling with Stephen. That is reuniting from the Nürburgring 2 weeks ago. I'm sure that battle between those two are far from finished. There's a look at Jerry Bear in 12th, and he's got Pregi just ahead of him. And then just further back in the background, you see there Colebrook starting to close up in his Hyundai. And I know Jerry Bear's done an awful lot of practice here. He managed to get a low 20s in one of the practice he was doing with Rascal and with Darth. So Jerry knows his way around here. Yeah, doing very well. Back to back,
he's keeping. Sorry.
He's keeping. He's keeping Pregi very honest there. But go on.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's keeping in touch with several cars in front of him, and he doesn't need to make any spectacular moves now. There's still a lot of race left. He can just be patient and wait until they drive off the track, which happens sometimes.
Battle now for 9th position is between the Bomber and Kevlaro. Through turn 10, and Kevlaro looks like he's racy now, and he's going to have a look on the inside of turn 11. The Bomber gives him the space. No contact through there, but the Bomber will have the speed off the corner. But in the look at that. The Peugeot looks like he's got better grunt on that straightaway. He's going to have the inside for the Andretti hairpin, and that's another position gain. So Kevlaro making his way up through the field. Now he's got 2.5 seconds to catch up on Rascal. So good effort that from Kevlaro. Passing Pregi around the outside at turn 5, and then passing the Bomber winning at turn 11. But Inman 3.7, but he's definitely putting away from Kofi in 3rd. And there is Halitz, the tied overall championship leader, but he's going to go into a full championship lead if he holds on to his position. There's a look at Rascal, sitting in 8th position. No improvement yet for Rascal, but he is on course if he stays where he is for his best finish of the season so far. And there's Trace starting to close down on Gianni.
And I think Rascal will also be happy that he's got a bit of a gap in front and behind him, that for once no one's going to be interfering with his race. He can just put some good laps down now.
Stephen pulling away from Law in 4th. As you see there, so I wonder if the tyres are struggling for Law on this track or how it is. Kevlaro seems to be closing up on Rasko. He's gained 7 tenths alone on this lap. So I think Kevlaro's definitely found a pace around here. He's found a groove, and he is really closing up on Rasko for 8th. Let's look then at Kobu, and he's closing up on Jerry, who makes the Andretti hairpin look a bit wide. Kobu, who made a mistake on the 3rd lap, I believe it is. So he's doing well to catch up with these guys up here. Kobu was a late replacement into the championship. I think he was actually the replacement for Darth, I think. So
He was, yeah.
So there you are. Going through turn 5 and then into turn 6. Well, looks like that's a nice battle going to be shaping up there. With you just saw the Rasko up in the background in 8th. And Kobu getting a good run on to the Rahal Straight. And Jerry getting a bit of pressure now from Kobu. Into the corkscrew they go now. And Kobu lost a bit of ground on there.
Yeah, that looked a little bit awkward, like he was a bit too close going into that turn.
Yeah, of course, the dirty air or the turbulent air is what's really going to hurt these cars here. There's not a lot of straightaways on here, and I think Rasko's picked up a penalty, which he's surrendered, and he's bound to add a penalty burn, but he's going to lose the place in the process. Must have been the corkscrew. And someone also up ahead also had a penalty. I think that was Trey. I think Trey also had a penalty as well. So there we go. Yeah, Law dropping back now from Stephen 2 seconds. Let's look then at Inman 4.7 seconds. So Alex is just checked out already, and we've not even passed halfway through this race.
And we're on lap 12 now, so I expect that there will be pit stops happening quite soon. Maybe this lap already, or on the next one.
Yeah, I would probably say maybe lap 14 or so. Possibly maybe I could say 13, 14 if you will. If they're going for a 2-stop, they'll probably put about 30 minutes to go, and then the second pit stop will be about 10 minutes to go, and they'll just dash out. It's Kobu's trying to spin at the nasty turn 6, and he's just doing donuts to celebrate with the fans. And I'm guessing, was that a sausage curb moment? Oh, Jerry got it squibbly on the exit of turn 5. Has a look on the inside of turn 6. Now, did he hit the curb? Oh, way too much curb.
He did.
And around she goes.
Can we have a look at the tire wear a little bit, please, producer? To see if anyone is having some trouble.
Kobu's tyres look pretty decent. It's just really the rear tyres that could be the problem. So yeah, I reckon they'll probably pit this time by or the next time, I'd reckon.
Yeah, so fuel's looking great, so they could be going for quite a while, but it's that tire wear.
They could go for they could just put on a fresh set of mediums and then just drive away. So Rasko was the first to make his pit stop, as well as Kobu. Them tyres have cried enough. So no fuel in the car, just do another stint. Gianni's down in 11th place. Did he make a pit stop, or has he had a mistake? He did make a pit stop. Okay. So he was the first to make a pit stop. So he's going for the understack. That involves now Trey up into 6th, Kevlaro now into 7th, Labomba 8th, and Pridgy into 9th.
Yeah, I've been hearing that the undercut is very powerful here because, of course, you're not refueling much, if at all, but you are
in the pits.
Getting a lot more pace from those new tires.
Leader is in the pits as well as Inman, so I'm expecting Kofi to pit as well, and possibly Stephen and Lord as well. Yep, indeed they all do. In fact, all of them are. Yep, so they're pitting in, going on to lap 14, which they will probably put some, just change tyres in the old come. Look at this. All of them are coming into the pit lane. I think they've all pretty much reacted to Gianni and that not pitting. Inman's going for the softs. All the others looks like they're going out.
That's good to hear. It's good to see. See some difference.
Inman's trying to mix things up though. I don't know if Alex came also out on the mediums. I don't know. But there you can see the gap then. 5 seconds then for Inman to catch up to Alex with those soft tyres. Stephen in 4th, Law in 5th. It's just pretty much status quo as you were before they make their pit stops. I thought Gianni has closed up a bit. there's then a tree, and then Rascal has actually gone ahead of Kevlaro coming out of the pits. I'm wondering if Kevlaro actually putting some fuel in the car, so he doesn't need to put fuel in for his last pit stop when he goes on the soft tyres. Which actually could be a smart strategy to me. You may lose time in the first pit stop when you add fuel, but then you don't need to add fuel for your second pit stop. And there's Kobu. And Jerry Bell, the bomber's lost out a bit in the pits. He's down now in 11th. So Predji's passed him. He's up there at the bomber, making his debut in this. And he's doing a very good job so far.
Yeah, he's putting in some decent laps, and he's not making any mistakes, and that's really the important thing.
And that was shaping up again between Rascal and Kevlaro. Meanwhile, on board with Gianni in 6th position. He's starting to hunt down Law. Makes the first corner a little bit wide. Law getting a bit squirrely on the exit. So that will allow Gianni to close up just a teeny bit. Meanwhile, the gap from Alex to Inman, he's gained a second. Don't forget, Inman is on those soft tyres and he's trying to make something, at least a battle of it. Kofi now nearly 5 seconds adrift in towards turn 6. Nearly using all of the curb on the exit, careful not to hit the sand.
Yeah, so to win this race, I suppose that Inman has to get ahead of Alex in this stint. So he can defend against him when Alex gets the faster tyres later.
He's definitely going to put some qualifying laps in as Inman. He's got to be careful because there'll be a fine line from pushing it and going off, and we have seen people try and do that. But let alone, he's already gained 8 tenths alone on this lap, and he just gets turn 11 all mixed up there. So that's going to lose him some time. But he does set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:20.5. Kofi's still in 3rd, Stephen in 4th, Law 5th, Gianni 6th, Trey 7th, and the Rascal. That's your top 8. There he is. Kevlaro starting to close up onto the back of the Lexus of Rascal. Rascal taking a very early turning, but that's going to compromise him on turn 2. So that will allow Kevlaro to close up at least a 10th or 2 on him. In the background there, Pred just making his way up in 10th. Looks like that battle with 11th and 12th is shaping up quite nicely, I think, as well, with Predji in that mix. As a look at the bomber, the second behind Pred, the second ahead of Jerry. So that's going to be quite close between them 3. And again, back at Kevlaro, making their way up the hill underneath the GT Sport banner. I think you can definitely tell that Kevlaro's the more of the comfortable driver in this battle. Because Rascal is not having a good time, I reckon, driving that car around here. Now towards the final corner. Turn 11. Kevlaro's getting closer and closer, lap by lap. Now this is when the Peugeot starts closing up. Meanwhile, looking back at Inman, the gap now down to 2.8 seconds, so he didn't gain too much time on the leader, Alex, that you're looking at.
Now the question is how many laps those softs are going to keep working for Inman before he starts. They start dropping down to more of a medium pace and he stops gaining on Alex.
Well, he's going to be pitting early if he's on the soft, so... pitted in on lap 13?
Yeah, 13, maybe 14? 13.
I'd probably reckon maybe 10 laps or so on a set of softs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, but...
Oh, Rascal's gone off again at turn 6! That's the second time he's done that, and up into 8th position goes Kevlaro, and Rascal for the second time is at the moment at turn 6. Did he hit the curb? Or did he just carry too much speed? I think he just may have just clipped the sand on the outside before understeering through that corner. So disaster there for Rascal. Now again at Inman, 2.1 seconds. He's gained a lot on that lap. Kofi's still sitting in third position. 7 seconds adrift of Inman, but Inman is flying.
What kind of tyre wear does Inman have?
Yeah, still pretty.
Yeah, slightly worse than medium, but pretty good.
Slightly worse, yeah. Just let alone he's gaining at least 6 tenths alone in the first sector. I don't think this could be too cause for concern here. Let's look at Harlex here. What's happened here? His way through turn 5, fine. Yeah, I think Harlex will probably know that Inman is on the set of softs. I don't think this will concern Harlex that much.
But Inman will have made a little mistake there because he's lost, what, a whole second or something, suddenly?
Yeah, he lost some time. Let's see. I'd imagine it'll be up at the corkscrew or turn 6. Let's see. Looks nice and tidy through there. Could have been turn 6 then, could have been the problem. Just looking at that replay, that looked all nice and tidy. And again, the gap is going again. So I wonder if Inman is really pushing those tyres, that the tyre's already gone. That's an interesting one. I'd be quite concerned if he's only done like 5 or 6 tyres. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Law is now battling with Trey Gamer, who's gone up into 6th, and Gianni in 7th. So there's a ding-dong battle going on. And Trey having a look on the inside of Law. You gotta really earn your overtake on Law, and he gets by up into 5th position. But there was a little bit of contact, a little bit of
looked
rubbing.
a bit aggressive, I think, yeah.
But Trey's got into 5th. Law relegated to 6th. Now Gianni. Looks like the Aston is definitely struggling his tyres, especially in the second half of the stint. So Gianni's got to find a way by somewhere. As there's Trey Gamer loses it.
Yeah,
off
turn
of turn 6.
Claims another victim.
Yep, just pushed a bit too much there, and that puts Law and Gianni back into 5th and 6th respectively. But as you said there, turn 6 has claimed yet another victim. There is Trey in the background recovering from that spin. It's quite a long way away from Stephen, who's just coming across the end 20 hairpins. So yeah, Law's really struggling on those tyres. I wonder if it was the right choice to go for the Aston. Although saying that, Alex is still out in front of it. Coming into the end 20 hairpin they go, hugging the inside line. Here's a look at a replay of Trey. Yeah, too much speed, hits the sand, and then there's the spin. There's a nice 360, sort of. Gets onto the marbles, and he gets back going again. Inman is caught up again, 2.1. So again, he's gained a second.
Yeah, he's gaining, but what are his tires looking like now? Because I'm wondering where that. Yeah, it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah, he's probably going to be pitting in about 3 laps or so.
He doesn't have much speed left in those tires.
And then the tires will fall off the cliff, and then that gap will just, will go back up again. On the plus side though for Inman, he does have quite a buffer on Kofi in 3rd, who's 8.3 seconds adrift. Now we're looking at Stephen, who is actually closing up on Kofi.
Yeah, surprising actually, because first it looked like the top 3, or actually the top 1, and then 2 cars, and then we had a pack starting in position 4. But now Steven in 4th has pulled away instead, and he's joining the battle for 3rd place.
Back again with the battle with 5th again. I think that's the only closest battle that we've got on screen at the moment, or on track, sorry. As we're coming up with 21 minutes to go. Law in the Aston in 5th, Gianni in 6th. Let's look at Rascal. Looks a little bit laggy through there. In fact, Preche is actually catching up to Rascal ahead. Number 1 with Jenny Bear again, still keeping those guys very honest. And Kobu in 13th place after spinning at turn 6 a few laps ago. Preche will be on course for his best. Well, he's done his best qualifying. He'll be on course for his best finish of the season, or of his career, sorry. Well, and season, because it's his first time in Lobby A. So them three doing an impressive job. Back again at Inman, 1.6 now. You got to feel that you must be pitting sometime soon, but those tyres are going to start falling off the cliff now. Oh, he's really trying there. Yeah, he's really trying. That's not going to help a lot now. And you see the gap has now got up to 2.4.
Yeah, it's not looking good for him anymore. I think maybe he needs to start concentrating on Kofi instead.
Trying to get closer to the back of Law's Aston. The Aston's got good pace off the corner by the looks of it. Oh, Gianni! Again, that's the second time he's done that. And now he's put all four wheels off the tarmac. And now...
Would you say he had good pace off the corner as well?
Oh, he's had another moment off of turn 4. So his concentration's going a bit... could be again, the tyres might be going away. Yeah, he just got very close to the back of Law, sorry. And then again, that's another good save there, because that could have been horrible for Gianni. And now Inman, yeah, it looks like the tyres are definitely falling off the cliff, because he's now nearly 3 seconds away from Alex.
Yeah, so what he's doing now is instead creating a risk where Kofi could be capitalizing on this later on in the race.
Kofi's got to be more concerned with Stephen, because I think the gap has just stayed the same. Now I think Stephen's into a rhythm that he's just relaxing to stay there in that 4th position. As Gianni will make his pit stop, his last pit stop, and he will go into the soft tyres. That's probably early, because he was the first to pit. I think it was on lap 12, and he's only done 10 laps in this stint. So he's going to have a long third stint with the soft tyres, and we've seen from Inman, I don't think 10 laps around here is going to be good enough. So Gianni's going to be struggling on those last set of softs here.
He's going to have to do 13 laps or something on those softs, and I don't think that's going to work.
No, I don't think so too, considering that Inman is trying to, but it's not worked. As La Bomba is getting fully sideways off of the Andretti hairpin. And Jenny is getting very close now. Jenny getting to the top 10. Here we go, now underneath the bridge and then in towards turn 5. Maybe Jenny's going to set himself up for the pass, possibly at the corkscrew. Or if La Bomba will make a mistake in turn 6, like a few drivers have. They come now in towards turn 6, both of them avoiding the sausage curb, as Inman does make his last pit stop. So that strategy of going on the softs has not worked at all.
He's going to have to refuel as well.
He will have to refuel, yeah, as well as Gianni, as he refueled up to 45. Back again with the battle now with Jerry and La Bomba. Pritch is sort of pulled away, and he's starting to close a little bit on Rascal just ahead.
I think Johnny entered the pits with 45%.
No, he came in with about 26 and he came out with 45.
Oh,
Zinman
right.
is going out on 45. He comes out in 4th place. Now Kofi's in the 2nd place. Stephen putting 2 wheels on the sand, but didn't half spin it like Gianni did. Gap is coming down now, 1.3 now over Kofi. But they will be probably pit within another 2 laps or so. Again, the battle now for 8th now, as La Bomba and Jerry is still squabbling for position. Trey Game has also made his last pit stop, but he'll be onto the soft tyres now. So effectively, with the exception of Inman in 4th, it's Alex, Kofi, Stephen, and who's 5th? I can't remember who's 5th now. Law. They have not yet pitted, as well as Jerry, La Bomba, Pred. Pred is really catching up now to Rascal up ahead. Gianni's just closing up on them lot too, and now Stephen. Gap sort of slightly coming down as Rascal make his last pit stop and put on to the soft tyres, as well as Jerry. So the 2 teammates are in the pits. And Kevlaro's picked up a 4/10 penalty, which you have to burn at the start for the Yeah. Again, it could have been at the corkscrew. Yet again, I think that's probably the easiest place to get a penalty. Meanwhile, Alex will be pitting either this time by or the next lap. Stephen, slightly closer up now on the high and high. As you can see that Inman is closing up a little bit, but Inman is now on a slower tyre. Good showing this here from Stephen. You've seen him struggle in the first race at the Nürburgring. Did pretty decent at Sedegna, but he's having a good race here so far, Stephen.
A shot at second position, I think.
Well, definitely a shot of a podium for sure, because they'll have to pick this time by, I reckon, to go onto the soft tyres. So that's going to allow Lindemann to go back into second place, and then it's just going to be a chase of whether Kofi and Stephen. Gianni's got a half a second penalty. And it will be in the corkscrew, I reckon. Did he shortcut the first bit? Or was it the second bit? Yeah, second bit. Yeah. Yeah, so when Kofi and Stephen will make their last pit stop, it should be this time by. It's going to allow Inman to take that second place. But it's going to be a bit of a chase for Kofi and Stephen to catch up with Inman, because he's on the soft tyres. As La Bomba will make his last pit stop and go on to the soft tyres.
And the question is also whether they're going to be working together or if they're going to be wasting each other's time and ruining both of their chances of catching up with Inman. So they might have to stay disciplined for a while and not try to battle for the position.
Leader's making his last pit stop. To me, I think Stephen is the quicker driver of the battle with Kofi and himself. But now, in they both go. So, they'll now go into the soft tyres.
Kofi's going to have to refuel a fair bit more than Stephen.
Yeah, so that could prove pivotal. Stephen must have done a bit of fuel saving, not unless that Toyota was pretty good on fuel. Now here we go, then Inman is going to come out with maybe side by side with Alex here. And out goes, is that a bit of a dangerous exit from Alex? That could have been a little bit closer, a bit of bumping and barging between the two of them. And that pushes Alex off the track. Here's a replay. So he was unghosted.
Yeah, that's a bump there.
That was a little bump. Yeah, Inman was a bit aggressive through there. But Inman is on the slower tyres and Alex is on the faster tyres, so I think we could see another battle change for position very, very soon.
Well, that just shows you how powerful the undercut is.
Kofi.
That just shows you how powerful the undercut is, because I don't think, at least I wasn't expecting that Inman was going to come out in first position.
It's just going to be a matter of time of when Alex is going to get by Inman. As you can see, he's all over the back of that Lexus now. And also, I just mentioned there too, Stephen did do the cut on Kofi. And look at Inman, heavily defensive going into his last corner. And he's going to give Inman the run. But is that Aston so good on the straightaway? Let's see if it is. It looks like it is. Because he got the speed off the corner, side by side across the start-finish line now into the first two corners there with nearly 10 minutes to go. Can Inman stick it on the inside? He's trying, and shuts off Alex there. And I tell you what, Alex will not be too impressed by that.
That also looked a little bit questionable.
Here's a replay.
Well, he did have a lot of overlap.
Yeah. There's clearly an overlap there. And again, it's like what I was saying between these two at the beginning of this race. Them two do have a very intense rivalry. We have seen them make contact in previous races, and there you are again. There's two moments them two making contact.
But Inman is going to have to do that for at least another 3 laps, I think, but probably more, until Alex's tires go off.
Yes, I think Inman's going to have to be a little bit aggressive here, but he's already pushed off Alex at least twice, I reckon. So he's got to be a little bit careful here, is Inman. But I mean, if them two are going to keep on battling, it's going to allow Stephen and Kofi to have a little bit there. I mean, even though they are just about 10 seconds back, so You never know. Oh, Kofi actually side by side with Stephen at turn 10. And Kofi's got the inside and he's regained that third position. So, nice pass there from Kofi. I wonder if he just set himself up or if Stephen had a moment before that, possibly the corkscrew. Oh, here we go at the corkscrew. Yeah, just gets a better run there. Stephen was fully locked, fully sideways, not drifting at the corkscrew.
So the thing I was saying about them staying disciplined to catch up with Inman, well,
yeah, that's out the window. That's completely thrown out the window. They've got their own personal battle for the bottom step of the podium, and again, Alex is catching up to Inman. Now getting towards 10-6. What is Alex going to do? Because he'll probably know that Inman is going to defend his life here to keep the lead. So where do you think he can sniff an opportunity to get by Inman?
It's going to be turn 1 again. He was extremely close last time. He might even have a go into the final turn again. Possibly.
Yeah, he's all over the back, but you watch Inman, he'll go defensive, he'll hug to the left-hand side of the track, which indeed he does. Alex breaking on the racing line. Now when he gets to the corner, he's going for the crisscross. Might go for the crisscross there. He might have an he's got an overlap now. He's pushing him up against the pit wall. And I think this time he has to surrender, unless if Inman could do the cross back what Alex did. And now Alex is going defensive. And I think that is the end of the race there, I reckon. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, about the time, but yeah, but I just think Alex will just pull away now. Although he makes turn 3 a little bit mistake.
Can we see what Alex's tyres look like?
Yeah, they still look pretty decent.
No, they're looking the same, really.
They look the same. 8 minutes to go.
So Inman will want to stick in the slipstream as long as he possibly can, and then maybe he'll be able to benefit from Alex's tyre wear at the end. But that's going to be tough.
It will be tough. Yeah. Stephen looks like he's dropped a little bit back now from Kofi in third. Them two will be on course for their best finishes in their GR3 career in this championship. Kofi's best of a 4th, and Stephen, I believe, his best is a. Let me bring it up.
5th.
Like a 5th, yeah. And you can see the gap going up now, over nearly a second now. So I think that's Alex now off into the distance and gone now. So Inman's going to have to settle for second, unless, barring the mistake from Alex, which is very unlikely, we've been seeing.
Are you trying to get a little commentator's curse working here, maybe?
Possibly, but the way that Alex drove in the last race, I don't think that will happen. Anyway,
yeah,
back.
There's no chance he'll make a mistake.
Now then, here we go. Battle for 7th place Trey, and look at Rascal. He's looking a bit racy now. He's obviously definitely loving life on the soft tyres. He's going to have a look on the inside of Kevlaro. And that's another position change, so he's back up into 8th position. This must be a bit of a frustrating race here for Rascal, because he qualified 8th. He's not really improved anyway, but he's made a couple of mistakes at that infamous turn 6. But he's wanting 7th place because he's getting closer to the back of Trey Gamer.
Yeah, in the previous races he had some trouble with other drivers maybe bumping into him, things like that, and losing focus a bit. But I think this race, it's mostly his own doing. The mistakes have come from himself.
Oh, Kevlaro nearly gets into the back of Rascal into the corkscrew. And just makes Rady Kev look a lot more better than what Rascal's did. Rascal's car looking a bit jumpy on my screen. I don't know if it's like the same for you, Robo.
I think he's got a bit of a lag problem today, yeah.
Yeah, possibly. Stephen now within 7/10 of Kofi, so he is just within that slipstream distance of Kofi just ahead. And then you've got Lord there just having a comfortable race on his own in 5th, and Gianni up in 6th. But it's just a matter of time of when those soft tyres from Gianni is going to go away, and then he might fall into the clutches of Trey and Rascal and Who's the other guy? Kevlaro. Yeah, Inman now 3.3 seconds away from Alex. And we've got coming up now about 5 minutes to go. So roughly about 4 more laps around here. And then it's be on course for Alex to get hit back-to-back wins in the championship as Rascal going, trying to have a pass around the outside of the turn 7. That would have been brave. Again, that car a bit laggy.
Actually, if...
Oh! What's... Oh! Wow, and off goes Trey because of the lag, I reckon.
Yeah, I think if Rascal is seeing all this lagging on his screen as well, that might actually be an explanation why he's made some mistakes and why this happened as well.
Oh, wow, so...
Seems to be getting worse too.
Yeah, not unless if he's down open something, I don't know, but Rascal could be in a bit of bother there with that laggy incident. Back on board now with Stephen. And he's just sort of closing up on Kofi. So I'm wondering if Stephen was just trying to maintain composure and then reunite this battle for the bottom step of the podium. Now with about 4 minutes to go. So he needs to get a move on his Stephen, and he is closing up now. They've got 7 seconds though towards Inman. But I don't think they're going to have enough time to catch up to Inman just ahead. With about 4 minutes to go.
And there's no strategy or pit stops or anything that are going to help Steven now. He's just going to have to make this happen on track. But he's got a few laps
turn
still.
10. Mr. Apex at turn 10. Now towards the final corner, here we go for the 34th time, I believe there was. So about 2 more laps of racing to go for them lot. Could actually possibly go 37 the way Alex is going here. Different lines they took through the Gr.3 hairpin. Inman now nearly 5 seconds adrift from Alex. I think if I think Kofi and Alon needs to get going here. If they could be within about 5 seconds with what Inman was doing to Alex when Alex was coming out of the pit lane, and if Inman possibly might get a penalty, he could lose a couple of positions in the process with Inman come the official results on Wednesday or Thursday. As Kevlaro runs a little wide through turn 3. Let's look at the replay. Yeah, just going a little bit off through there. Back again with the battle for third place. Now we've got 2.5 minutes remaining in this race. Kofi versus Stephen. The battle for third. They're on course for their best finishes in their careers in this championship.
Is that another 2 laps then maybe?
I'd say, yeah, another 2 laps. Yeah. So they can go 37 laps.
Yeah, Steven really does have to make it happen now. He doesn't have time to wait anymore.
He's got to go. He has to go. He can't stay behind the Kofi for too much longer. The problem is, though, again, when you're stuck behind a guy, it's the dirty air, the turbulent air. It's going to be a bit tougher.
How are their tires looking? Does someone have an advantage on tire wear right now? Not that I'm
Steven's
seeing,
got
but
more fresher.
Kofi does have a bit of a fuel problem, I think.
Yeah, he is flashing red, but Steven's good to go. Let's have a look at the fuel again. To Kofi from Steven. That's pretty tricky there from Kofi. He could be running on fumes on the exit on the last lap. So Steven's got to go for it now. And you can see he's really trying there, getting it all crossed up in the corkscrew.
Because if Kofi has to pit, he's going to maybe lose more than 1 position because the pit lane is so long here.
Here we go then, last lap then. You can see Stephen, he's trying, he's using all of the exit in the last corner. This is the last lap now. And Alex, after having a bit of a problem there, I mean, he was in cruise control for the first half of the race, then made his pit stop onto the soft tyres, had to battle with Inman. and got forced off the track at least a couple of times from Inman. So I don't know if Inman could get any penalties from that. But I mean, they're about 5.9 seconds away from Inman. It's Kofi to Inman. So if they could find that extra bit of pace, then Stephen nearly loses it.
I think Kofi must be fuel saving as hard as he can right now.
Oh, look how much he's creeping through turn 5. He's coasting it towards the finish, and Stephen's got to take full advantage of this. Will we see a Zanardi pass on Herta back in 97 at the corkscrew? Will he do it? Because he's definitely closer now. Here he goes. Will he go for it? No, he's going to stick it behind. It's not a do-or-die attempt, but his real last opportunity will be the last corner. And meanwhile, Alex is going to come across the line. Alex is going to come across the line to win back-to-back races for the team. There he is. Eyes crossed out. He's made a mistake there with Stephen. So I think that battle was done now. Inman will cross the line in second, but could be in doubt though. And here we go. And it's going to be Kofi that's going to get that third position. Stephen will get fourth. Them two had a great battle there. Now we're going to wait a long time here to see Law, who's just had a quiet last stint here. But a good solid 5th position. Here he comes across the line. Nice effort there to finish in 5th position. Impressive there from Gianni to keep those soft tyres working for that long, although he's lost a hell of a lot of time now. And look, Rascal, if he had another lap, he could have passed Gianni. But he did do 14 laps on those soft tyres. So good effort there from Gianni to finish in 6th position. Rascal finished in 7th, but under question with that big punt with Trey at the corkscrew. Kevlaro in 8th. There's Trey. He's going to finish in 9th position. There he is. And Jerry Bear, what an effort from Jerry Bear. Gets a top 10. Then it's La Bomba, then it's Pedji, and then we wait for Kobu to come across the line. There he is, in his bed in Jerry's Hyundai to come across the line in 13th place. And unfortunately, one retirement, and that was Darth Nihilus. So there you go. There you have it. Those are the unofficial results. The official results will happen on Wednesday. But congratulations into Alex. Back-to-back victories for the defending champion. And that is another case of him solidifying his spot in the championship and leading the way as we have a week's break for the 4th round and the end of the first half of the season there, Robo.
Yes, we do. I'm not sure what I should say.
just an overall fun, good race there from Nagati. So hopefully we're going to get some driver interviews in, and we'll try and get as quick as possible because our producer's got to go to bed soon. So just waiting.
Not really.
So we're just getting some of the drivers in to come in and have an interview. We've got Rascal waiting in the waiting room. It'll be interesting to see what happened with his laggy connection. And I think we're trying to get Rascal in here. Indeed we do. Rascal!
Oh, hi. How are you doing?
My throat's dead, but other than that, not pretty good actually.
That good a race, huh?
Well, it was okay. There was some great battling there, but you got a decent finish there. But we need to talk about that bit of incident with Trey at the corkscrew, because we see there with your laggy, Trey went off the corkscrew.
On my end, I didn't touch him. I saw he went off, but yeah, on my end, I didn't touch him whatsoever. So if it's lag, like, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, we did
sorry
see.
to Trey. I in qualifying, we were quite close together on track as well, and yeah, he was lagging all over the shop for me. So yeah, unfortunately, we were quite close together in the race as well, and yeah, I'm sorry, Trey. Yeah, on my end, I didn't hit you. So, like, there was no contact. So
we're a bit short on time for interviews, but we'll put one more in then. So 7th place, your best finish of the season. Is that where you thought you would have finished there?
I'm happy with it. I think I could have done better. I made a couple of mistakes. The start was really messy. And I'm going to be looking into it quite a bit in a moment. But yeah, but before I go, I just want to say I wasn't running my normal livery this week. It's been a difficult couple of weeks for me. I don't know how much the viewers might have heard about what is going on in Myanmar. otherwise known as Burma. But my family live there, and there's a coup happening. So I just wanted to, like, I don't know, in some small way, I saw Chile did a black livery for season 4. So I kind of thought that I'd follow suit and do something similar. And yeah, if you haven't already, please read up on the issue.
I'm sure we will do indeed. So anyway, well done on the effort there. Solid effort. And hopefully we'll see you more up at the front for the race in 2 weeks' time.
Cheers, Savi.
Bye-bye. Right, let's get our race winner in. Alex. Alex, can you hear us?
Yeah, hello.
There he is. Back-to-back wins, but Inman had to make it hard for you and when you came out the pits on those soft tyres. What was that all about?
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of had the run, so I just tried to cut him off. But then I saw he just had the inside, so I just had to give him a little space. And then I just got pushed off. I don't know what that was about, but I shouldn't have given him the space there. I should have just gone straight to the right and then not given him the chance to hold me up. But yeah, I got past him after a few laps. Because I had to try to outsmart him, or else he was just gonna show me the outside every time. So yes, thankfully I could get a cut back on him on the last corner. So yeah, that was good.
Nice, squeeze up against a bit. Well, do you feel there's like a bit of, even though there's a lot of respect between you and Inman, and I've said this before, there's obviously a bit of a personal rivalry between you two. Are you enjoying this rivalry that you're having with Inman, or what?
Yeah, I definitely am, but I think there is always a lot of contact when we are fighting.
Yes.
But yeah, it is what it is. We're both aggressive and we both want to show each other the door. So I mean, but it's always nice to fight him. So yeah, it was a good fight again. Yeah, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah, indeed. Again, we're short on interviews because we need to get as morning as possible. But anyway, congratulations on your back-to-back victory, and possibly see you next week for the team versus team, I think.
Yep. Thank you, Savi.
Thank you. All right, let's get the guy second place then in, Mr. Inman. Can we get Inman in? Can he unmute his back? There he is. Inman?
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Second place. But again, want to talk about what was said with Alex there, with the sort of aggressiveness there when Alex came out the pits.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, congratulations to Alex. He was just too quick. Nothing I could really do realistically, but I had to have a go. And that was that. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm normally that aggressive, but I think everything I did was within the rules. I think. I'll have to look back at that first incident, but yeah, it's difficult when you've got someone so much faster behind, and the only thing I could do was defend. Yeah. But I gave it a go. It didn't work. Second's still a solid result, I think.
Yeah, I was just saying this as well to Alex there, because I was just saying that you two have got like I was saying, that you've got there's a lot of respect between you two, but when you're on the racetrack, you're all fighting for the same tarmac, and there's a bit of a personal rivalry between you two. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely good to see. But what can you do to try and beat Alex at this rate? Because he just seems invincible at the moment.
I mean, if you've got any ideas, I would love to hear them. But no, I think it's just the race pace. He has this ability to churn out qualifying laps without making mistakes, lap after lap after that, and that's just something that I lack. I can do it every once in a while, but today wasn't one of those days. So yeah, just too quick. We'll have to see what Alsace Springs Tokyo is going to be an interesting one. Maybe I could abuse the slipstream there and see if I can beat him. But no, he's just generally so quick.
Oh, then again, we're a bit short on time. We're trying to get some more interviews in. But anyways, well done on your second place finish. And again, like Nuggy, we'll see you next week for the team versus team.
Yes, we'll do. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
See you then. And yeah, we get one more then. Who else in there? Is that just Kofi? Yeah, Kofi's in here. So Kofi.
Hello.
So you had a solid race last week. We're making some brilliant overtakes, and here you are, your first ever podium in the Gr.3 Championship. How do you feel?
Feels great. Had a great battle with Steven. But yeah, I'm glad I got the podium.
Yeah, were you a bit concerned there because it looked like Steven was maybe fuel saving behind you when you made your last pit stop, and then when he came out ahead of you, did that like concern you in any way, or were you were you not really bothered and then just try and find a way by to get Steven by and get that podium spot?
Yeah, well, I sort of knew I was quicker than him on the softs, and I did actually overfuel in my stop by one lap, so that's probably why I lost the spot. But yeah, I definitely knew I was quicker on the softs, but I had to get by him quickly because he has much better tire wear than me. So.
And then on to Alsace in a couple of weeks' time. Do you think you will change your car, or are you going to stick with the Hyundai?
Wait, we're allowed to change cars?
Oh, we're not. Sorry, my bad. What was the second choice then? I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know where that come from. Anyway, just ignore that question. Yeah, I just don't know the rules. I just look through them and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, sorry about that. But anyway, cutting lots of time. But yeah, congratulations, your first ever podium. And we'll see you at Alsace again 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, thank you.
Good stuff. See you then. And there you go. I think that's the end of interviews there. So we're going to wrap this up. And so that has been the Adrenaline Racing Community Gr.3 Championship Round 3 at Laguna Seca. And I've been Savvy.
I've been Robo, and it's been fun filling in for Chili.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully Chili will be back come 2 weeks' time at Round 4 at Alsace. But until then, see you later. Bye-bye.